Okay, guys. So after completion of all these chapters, we have already completed Windows Server WAN service management. In that, we have already completed what is routing and remote access service. In that routing and remote access service, we have completed VPN, NAT, and LAN routing. Okay. After that, we came to work with the network policy server, but unfortunately, the Windows Server 2016 is not supporting this network policy server. So we are directly moving to uh, advanced auditing of server. So what is advanced auditing policy on server? See, this is very much important for the network administrator to work on this, because these are the one kind of monitoring service or monitoring system to monitor your server and the server activities, user activities, like that. Suppose let me open here one MS Paint and explain you. Suppose this is your server, and this server is connected with multiple clients. Okay, and these all clients, these are client machines. These all are client machines. Now when the user logged to these machines, and after login to these machines, they do some activities. Maybe they change the password, they access the shared folder, uh, maybe the folder redirection is configured, maybe roaming profile is configured. So there are lots of activities. Maybe user is changing their passwords, any kind of thing. So whatever activities users are making from their own local system, which is the client of domain. So here administrator, how administrator will know? Because maybe you will have thousands of users. It's not that you go and see what they are doing. You cannot put CCTV camera here to monitor your users. So from here on a local system or local domain controller, you should have some logs. With that logs, you will get the information about all those users, that what activities they are performing on these client system. Okay, so that is known as advanced auditing policies. Okay, so these things we'll come to know. What is auditing policies? Specify auditing policies, settings on files and folders. Maybe what I said, when the users will able to will access the data, shared data from server. So you want to find out that, okay, who have accessed at what time. After accessing, did they deleted some data from there or not, or did they copied, whatever activities they have done it. So all things comes under advanced auditing policies. So for auditing policies, keep in mind that the data where you are keeping, so that drive must be formatted with the NTFS. Okay, and while configuring audit policy, you must log in with domain controller. Okay, so we are going to work on some audit policies. Okay, so let us work on this audit policy. So for that, what you need server, and let's take two clients, not too much, just take one server and two clients. So we'll come here, we have server. Let's open our Active Directory and verify. Okay, we have server and Active Directory. Now we need two clients, but if you'll come in computers, we don't have these information. So this is window 1 client and this is window 2 client. So we have to add these both clients to domain controller. So we have to give IP address as per the server. So server IP address is 10.1. So here we have to give 192.168.10.2. DNS address is 10.1. Here also we can come login with administrator. 192.168.10.3, 10.1. Okay, right click, so let's add these machines to domain. Okay, I think the LAN card is not same, so we have to right click, we have to come here vmnet 0, because LAN card must be same. Why I made vmnet 0? Because everywhere you will see vmnet 0 is there, right? Okay, so I'm adding only one machine. I'll show you the second machine. Okay, so I just came here, properties, win1 more iast.com. In domain, if you write here IST, and here write IT1, the user, okay, so welcome to IST domain. Okay, click close and restart. So once you will come on in server, you'll find in computers that information, right? Now let us enable auditing policy on this server. So close this, come here to tools, open group policy management, expand. Now I'm going to enable group policy management on IST. I want to monitor everything on my domain. So right click here, create a new GPO, and I'll write here audit policy. Click OK. Now right click on this audit policy, click on edit, and come here to computer configuration, policies, window settings, okay. So after window settings, we'll come here to security settings. In security settings, you have to click on local policies, In local policies you have to click on audit policy. In audit policy you will see that there are multiple options to monitor different type of services, different type of object access, privilege access, system access. So you have multiple things here. So let's come with the audit account logon events. Means we are going to monitor or audit the user login activity. Okay, at what time he has logged in. Okay, and do the login was successful, do the login was failure, at what time, and who has tried, whose account was failure login, right? So let's enable this one. So define it. So see, let's do for failure, because successful, who is going to monitor for successful? People monitor for failure things, right? So let's do for failure. Now audit account management. Here is audit account management is who has came and to who has logged in to the system and who has tried to manage the account. Okay, so audit account management means who is authorized to manage the account. So if somebody is authorized to manage the account and he is trying to manage the account, and do the account is successful or failure. So let's make it, maybe I am the administrator and I gave some privilege to some junior administrator, and I told him that okay, let's manage some accounts, and when he is trying to manage the account and he's getting failure option, successful option, so I want to monitor that one also, like enable that one. Now directory service access properties, this is what is saying that directory service access, this directory service access is audit policy is saying that who is authorized to access the directory service, active directory, and after accessing the active directory, what type of activities are done by that user. So let's monitor this active directory activities also. And then audit logon events. Audit logon events means it is related to local login events. Okay, so enable this one also. You have to enable the login or audit. Enable object access means if you are sharing something, maybe you have shared some folder, maybe you have shared some kind of home folder for the user, or roaming directories, folder redirection. Okay, whatever object access you have enabled, maybe some user is trying to access printer, anything the user is trying to access and the access is successful or failure, you can get the logs from here. Okay, let's work on this. So when you will work on these all fives, automatically you will understand about actual what is audit policy is. So after the successful means after enabling the audit policy, close this one, close it, and refresh, update it, gp update space /force /boot / log off, enter, gp update. Okay, okay, once you have updated the policy, now come to the server, and in server, for finding the audit object, auditing, you have to open event viewer. If you'll come here, event viewer, now you have the event viewer here, you are on server. In event viewer, if you'll come to Windows logs, in security you will get the event information of the users, right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to come here on window 1. Let me log in with that user first, IT1. Okay, so IT1 was able to log in successfully. So IT1 is able to log in on this machine successfully. Now what I did, come here and log off. I'm just creating logs with the activities, so you can see that I'm doing few activities on the client system. So now again I came here, click other user. Now I'm writing here IT2 and now I'm writing wrong password. Okay, wrong password one time, wrong password two time. Then again I came with IT1 and I logged into the machine here. I attempted two time wrong password with IT2. Now let's come here to server. Now what I have to do here, you have to refresh it, refresh the policies. So you have seen that you have refreshed the policies. So here you will find out there are lots of policies on the machines. So right, this is impossible to find out the information, right? You are not that you are okay, you will come here, okay, log off, log in, okay, audit failure, right? See here, you can see here we have audit failure logs, right? See here, audit failure logs. So just refresh it because logs take time to come on the server, and after refreshing it, click on find here. And who has created, for whom, for which user we are looking for? So we are looking logs for you IT2. Click here and now close it. So you can see here it has been selected here. And what is this? Audit failure. And if you see here, Kerberos pre-authentication failure. So pre-authentication failed means the user has tried to log in with the wrong password, right? So open this one and you will get the information. Okay, what was the logs? So the logs was for uh, login authentication failed. Okay, and who was the user? User was IT2. Okay, you can see here Kerberos authentication fail, audit failure. Okay, and the domain was this one, and what time he has tried to log it. And if you click on details, you will get more details about this one. Okay, what is the service, what is the ID of SID of that user, at what time he has tried to log in, and all system events. If you click like this, so you will get more details. Okay, and now you can find out who was the user, right? And okay, now what we are going to do, let's come to IT. We have logged in here with IT1. So first log we have monitored about the wrong attempts. Now what I'm doing, I came here to IT1, click on this and click on change password. So what is your old password? Your old password is 123 at IIST. Your new password you are trying something which is 1234567 1234567 enter. Unable to change the password means, so you tried to change the password and you are unable to change it. Okay, no problem. Now you are not changing, but you have generated the logs. Now what I log off, let's come here on server, refresh the log, and after refreshing the log, come and find here, and what was the username? User1, enter and click. Okay, this is not closed, no. Not audit success. The network shared object, no. Next, you have to go for audit. Account was successfully logged in, no. Account was log off. See here, an attempt was made to change the password. So now we came to the exact log, audit failure, and now open it. Now he's saying that who was the user? IT1, and he tried to change the password and he was not able to change the password. And what is that? User account management. Why? Because if you'll come here to our policy, group policy, security settings, local policies, audit policy, see, user account management, right? So the policy what we are monitoring now, right? So that policy is related to user management. And what is that? Audit failure. Why? Because we have enabled audit failure and successful. So IT1 user, he tried to change the password, but password changing was not successful, so it came as a audit failure, right? So now second monitoring also we have completed. Now let's come here with another computer. Now log in here with administrator and add this computer to domain controller, right, with IT3 user. So I'm adding this with IT3 user. I wanted to monitor it and I am writing wrong username and password. Okay, wrong username and password. Then again I am trying to log in here to add this machine to domain controller. Now I am writing as student1 with the wrong username and password. And finally I came here and I logged in with a student2 and I added it. So IT1 and student1 I created. I tried to add this machine to domain controller with the wrong username and password, but successful was with student2. No problem, restart. Now come to the server. Now refresh the logs and now again you come here to find out. Now I am trying to come here with IT, what was that? IT3. Okay, IT3, find out. Okay, audit failure has been selected. Kerberos pre-authentication failed. What was the problem? Open it. I tried authentication and that was also authentication. I tried to add the machine to domain controller but I was not able to add. So that was also with the authentication because username and password was not correct. Now if you'll come here again, find out student1, find out. Yes, you got it. No, this is student1. No, this is not log of today. Okay, it's log of old logs are showing. Okay, let's talk about the student 2 or what we have used here. Student 2 or okay, there is no log of this user. Maybe student 3. Next. All is maybe the old logs are showing. But if you can find out maybe like user 1 log and user 2 logs, like IT1 log or IT3 logs, see, audit failure. So information is here. You can find out, okay, what type of audit failure is there and when the audit failure has occurred on the server or on the client system, and what is the audit, it's a failure or it's a success. Okay, now what I am going to do, let's come to server. On server, what I am going to do, I am coming here, tools. See, right now IT1 is able to log in. Even here, uh, let's log in with student1. Student1 is able to log in on this system. But now what I am going to say, student1 is not authorized to log in on this window 2 system, right? Okay, so let's come here. Let's open Active Directory and access the Active Directory. So I came here and I created one OU, new OU. Inside new OU, I created one user, new one, new one. Okay, next, finish. So I created one user, but for here student one is able to log in. If you'll verify this user, see student one is able to log in here. But now I am saying that I'll come here to student department and I'll say that in properties, account login hour, I'll say that student account is not authorized to log in on, only he is authorized to log in on Monday, Tuesday login. On others day he is not authorized to log in. Let's apply it. Okay, and I created one OU and one user. Let me refresh GP update. Now I'm going to come here and I'm going to log off. Let's work on time restrictions. So student one, now I'm trying to log in on this machine right now. See, user has time restrictions to prevent login on this systems, right? So time restriction is there. Now come here to server, refresh. Now click on what was the username? Student one, enter. Audit failure. A Kerberos authentication TGT, ticket grant ticket was requested and it is failed. Click cancel. What was the problem? Okay. Audit failure. Student one, he tried to log in and login was unsuccessful. Do you have some more information that okay, what was the cause of not login? Yes, ticket options means he was not able to connect with the server. It's not showing that the time restrictions was there. Let's go with the detail. No. Okay. Now let's talk about administrator has created one user like new one and OU something like. Let's come here and click here. Administrator, group membership information. Find next. Audit successful, all is coming related to. So you can find out that okay, you this audit successful, the user has created any, okay, what user he has created is created new one. Okay, okay, the user account was enabled, so you just type new one any just to find out the keywords. Okay, and now you open this. Now see, administrator, user account management, and what he has done, he has created one user with the new one, what target user, any, right? And you created one OU also, right? So you created new OU. Okay, OU auditing we have not enabled, we have enabled user activities. Okay, okay. It's okay, but you can find out with this one that okay, user account has been enabled and administrator was the one who has created one user and the user was new one. Okay, so see these types of auditing you have to enable in your organization server to monitor the activities of the users. Okay, and see this is not a small task. You must know what you are enabling and for what purpose you are enabling. Okay, and how to monitor it, how which type of logs you want. Okay, and now see if I want to give this information to my boss, so click on copy and you can keep, now you can keep here. Maybe you want to forward something this to your boss, so you can copy this and you can get see all information you are getting with the events log id and all information, and you can forward to the boss that okay, the user account has been created, enabled, and who created, okay, what was the account created, all informations. Okay, these are not important because you will not understand this scripting language, so you can delete this one, but these information you can send to your boss. So these types of advanced login auditing you must know before you work on server. Okay, so this is all about your advanced audit policy. Okay, so we are already completed with till 7 and this is already completed by another trainer, right? So now we'll work on book 2.